The Great Barrier Reef is dying, and there's nothing we can do about it. It is very depressing, and that is why we're here to discuss it today on Universal University with I, Doctorio, and my co-host.
I'm the Kraken, and we recently went out to swim at the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, and I'm afraid that is the last time we're going to get to do that.
We have both been fortunate enough to have seen the Great Barrier Reef. When we went, there was one of the largest bleaching events to ever have occurred both before we went and then after we went.
Yeah, that was my bad. I brought a bottle of Clorox onto the boat, and it went overboard. I tried peeing on it to help, and it killed more.
Some top tier company. If by bleach you mean extra carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, then you would be correct. As a cause of more CO2 in the atmosphere, more CO2 can be dissolved into the ocean. It interferes with, I think it's carbonate and calcium, which makes it harder for coral to actually grow.
It kills the coral, which is primarily composed of calcium carbonate, which is like a bone structure.
So first, let's talk about the Great Barrier Reef. So what was your favorite part about the Great Barrier Reef, Kraken?
Well, I loved how my leg got a cramp while snorkeling, and then I sank onto one of the corals, and it really cut up my leg because it's actually like tiny razor blades down there. And then as I swam back to the boat, there was this very large fish that started hitting on our woman tour guide.
So that fish you saw hitting on that tour guide, that was actually called a Napoleon wrasse, and it's critically endangered.
Oh, he was trying to save the species. He just didn't, he just got the math wrong.
So I saw that one right there was a mature adult, but I actually saw, and I got some footage of immature Napoleon wrasse that I just saw randomly. And if you look at the difference, the colors are completely different, and it's way smaller.
How much later did you go back to the reef? Because that might have been the child. Maybe the fish succeeded.
True. I went a year after we both went, so it was fairly spaced. You never know.
If it was a 3-month-old fish, I mean.
You never know. So here's another interesting thing about the Great Barrier Reef. You can die, as with everything else in Australia. There's venomous things everywhere. There's irukandji jellyfish that will make you go into manic episodes where you'll start to think that like Satan is rising on Earth, and you'll beg your doctor to kill you. There's cone snails that will inject their venom into you and you'll be dead within a minute. And they even tell you on like the boat when you're getting off, if you see a cone snail and you touch it, you're dead, and we're not even going to try to save you because it's all over.
If you see the snail, it's already too late.
And then this one's a little less dangerous, but triggerfish will actually start to bite you, and they will take chunks out of your leg.
I'm all for ecology and everything, but it sounds like the Great Barrier Reef doesn't even want to be saved.
But it's so pretty though. So
it was fairly pretty. One thing that I happened to notice while I was there is that as you go deeper under the water, the colors start to fade, and that's actually because water takes away frequencies of light. So the Great Barrier Reef is all blue and gray really deep down, but if you bring a flashlight down there, you'll see all sorts of vibrant colors, reds, oranges, yellows, like Minecraft.
The other aspect of this is algae species, which live inside the coral and give it its color. As water temperatures increase and agricultural runoff spills out into the ocean, it actually makes it so that the algae cannot survive. And so then the coral bleaches, otherwise turns white, because it doesn't have the algae living in it anymore. So this is the other aspect of why you don't see color as you go deeper down, is because some of the coral's actually dead.
Pokemon tried to warn us. They created a Pokemon called Cursula, which is a coral bleached ghost type coral Pokemon, which I think is pretty sad, but they have the money to fix this and they're not.
Big reference, bro. Your references are on fire today.
I have one more question for you. How long do you think the Barrier Reef has left?
Over the majority currently is already bleached, especially in the north where things get a lot warmer. So we're already past the halfway point, it looks like. I would bet, unfortunately, by like 2040, 90% of the reef will be bleached.
What I'm hearing you say is by the time we have the Brisbane Olympics, that is like the last chance.
It's equivalent to destroying the Mona Lisa just so you can use it as like a table mat, right? You're taking something that's so beautiful and so interesting, and you're just...
You ever see the movie Glass Onion? Oh man, that was such a depressing episode. I hope next time we can talk about how it's coming back, but the only thing you can do to make that difference is be conscious of your carbon contribution and subscribe.
I highly suggest you go see it. Very pretty. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.